Good morning guys, gals and non-binary pals, how are you all doing today? My name is Infrared and welcome to the Puzzle Advent Calendar 2021. You're probably sick of hearing the intro by now, so I'm not even going to bother. Let's get straight into the puzzle. This is the offset copter. Now as the name implies, the offset copter is heavily inspired by the curvy copter. Both of these are edge-turning cubes. In a way, I'll get to that later. The curvy copter, of course, turns on all 12 edges and can do 180 degree moves, as well as turning it to this many degrees, it can jumble. Because it can jumble, it can also bandage with overhang bandaging right here, as you can see. There, so now this edge can no longer turn, due to some overhang bandaging. My puzzle, if I can get this back, is also an edge-turning cube. However, if I turn it by 180 degrees, you see the front here is not exactly the same, and the side, but if I look at this from the side, this is the reason it's called offset. The center of rotation does not exactly go through the edge. Now in order to explain this concept in a bit more detail, I will need to go to the actual design itself on my computer. So if I just turn the screen up like that, then I move this tab out of the way and we can move on.
Here's the design for a regular curvy copter. It's not a particularly difficult puzzle to make. If we go to the cutting of the mechanism, we can see this dotted line, which is now orange, is the rotation axis. And this number is 45 degrees, meaning that line goes exactly through the edge of the cube. You can see there. However, if I go to the offset copter, and once again go to the mechanism, we have this dotted line, which is still the rotation axis, but this number is now 50 degrees. So you can actually see the line does not go through this edge of the cube, but it goes through the face ever so slightly. Choosing 50 degrees is actually quite a specific number, because if I go any higher than that, then these corners will become smaller and smaller until they eventually disappear. So 50 was good enough to show the concept of this puzzle, but not too much to make these corners too small. So now, if I can go back to the puzzle.
So, with all of that being said, here's an unusual caveat for this puzzle. I am genuinely going to attempt to scramble this as thoroughly as I can. Due to the high level of overhang bandaging you see here, this puzzle can only really do 6 moves. I have not yet attempted to scramble this, so here we go. So yeah, this is essentially scrambled. I've now realised I can't really do any more moves without having to undo stuff I already did. There's the yellow side, which is pretty much untouched. This yellow edge is internally bandaged due to these 2 white pieces. And I believe this green edge is also... No, this green edge can still turn. But the green edge... Yeah, there's an orange edge which can't turn because there's blocking here. The red edge, this red edge, as just said, is blocked. So that is, I guess, the puzzle scrambled. If I undo all of these moves, then I can figure out how many it did. And that's it back. This puzzle is pretty much impossible to scramble, as I obviously just demonstrated. However, I do have a second version of this puzzle available for purchase from Chewy's Custom Stickers. This is the puzzle here. It is inspired by the Clover Cube from Chi. As you can see, this does not have any corners since they are hidden internally. The corners on the Chi puzzle are right here. And this follows the same principle as the curvy copter, where the axis is offset to the inside of the face. This puzzle can actually scramble due to the lack of overhang bandaging. There's still some internal stuff I couldn't quite get rid of, but that puzzle is available fully assembled and fully stickered from chewyscustomstickers.com. And that is my final entry for the Puzzle Advent Calendar 2021. I really enjoyed making both of my puzzles for this series. Do check out Lee HQ for tomorrow's video, and of course there is a playlist in the description for every single puzzle in this calendar. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.